Hello and welcome to In the Community. I'm Joe Dexter. This week we've got a great show for you as we talk Black Empowerment Week with some special young up-and-coming generation folks that are doing great things right here in our community. I'll welcome in Shawn Norman and Mike Harris into the show. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
How you
Glad
doing?
to-
Good afternoon.
Glad to have you guys on. Let's talk about Black Empowerment Week, what you guys are doing on Facebook and the discussions that you are having. Let's start with Next Generation Alliance 336 and how you guys started this process to build Black Empowerment Week and just build a vision for the next generation right here in our community.
Well, man, it really started from like different walks of life. And like it seemed like everybody, us four was on the same accord, like everybody brings something different to the table. Everybody does something different. Everybody's field is something different. But then at the end of the day, it all added up to the same thing. And it was all about us coming together, being strong for us. You got Brother Mike that he been all over, he goes and travel all over. When in the wake of George Floyd, everything was going on. I went to Reedsville and was like, I'm from here, so I held 2 protests there. Then that's when I got up with Brother Mike, Brother Greg Lee stepped up, helped me, Brother Shawn Bradley, and then from there it was rest is history.
Tell us a little bit about some of the discussions you've had during Black Empowerment Week this week on live streams, doing it all virtual and sharing stories. We were talking before we started, sometimes with the narrative prior to being able to have your own platform has been one single narrative that doesn't share everybody's narrative. First of all, speak on the platform of having your own platform to share the true story of full history, of full inclusion with your platform. I think that's very powerful in today's day and age that we understand when were you guys in high school? Probably more recently than me. But the story that I got in the history book in high school from a textbook is way different than what you realize when you come out of school.
Exactly. Our week of festivities has been able to give you the truth of our communities. As our brother Greg have said, right now we have neighborhoods because we've been distanced, we've been separated. But we're working to repair our communities by teaching the history that's not being taught in our schools. Like we started off with Black love. What is love? We're not just talking about a relationship. We're talking about the love that is being shown in our community from us Black brothers to all races. You know what I'm saying? So what we've done is give you a walk through our life of what we don't look at the color of a person. We look past that. If anybody should be hurting, if anybody should be holding grudges, it should be us. But we are not holding grudges. We want to bridge this gap and we want to make a change. So that's why we're telling you about the history of what we had to encounter, our ancestors. So why I say we? Because their pain is our pain. Because he still have those uncomfortable settings where you go in and you looked at like, why are you in here? Or you go to these certain places and they're like, oh, you get that you're not welcome here look, or no, you're not welcome here vibe. So what we're doing with this platform is letting you know we love everybody, but we want to empower our Black communities and let them know they are somebody. You have a voice. As our brother Shawn stated, we've been protesting, he's been protesting in Reedsville, and it sparked when the George Floyd. He was a voice for those that felt like they didn't have a voice. So when he went to his first one was small, but that second one got big because people said, hold on, I got to support this man because we do have a voice. So then we came with history. We come with love, history, then economic, then health. And then we're coming with how they see us in the media tonight. So we're giving you a walk through Black history, a walk through real history, not watered down history.
That's very important as Mike Harris joins us, Shawn Norman as well with Next Generation Alliance 336. You can find out more nextgenerationalliance336.com. Tonight, a stream will be a film discussion session at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live featuring the Ladies of Pink Butterfly Group. Yeah. That's going to be great as well. I caught some of Push Out a little bit today. I was watching it before we streamed, and there is an importance in realizing education standards not necessarily the rules, right? 1, 2, 3, needs to be done in education, but also understanding your perspective when you walk into school, Mike and Shawn, and my perspective walking into school is completely different. Everybody's situation is different, and teachers, principals, administration have to work hard, especially in a community like ours where this is how I look at it. Minority is the way that it's said, right? 18% is a number, though. Your story is just as important, Mike and Shawn, as my story is. And we have to work on those things in education to make sure that that happens at a regular level. And I think having those discussions, especially in a community like ours, is important.
I mean, I actually I went to Reedsville High School first, which was a predominantly black school. Then I transferred to Rockingham High School, which is a predominantly white school. So the transfer from where I came up with my friends, all of this stuff, transferring to a school like that is totally different. The settings is totally different. The vibes. I mean, obviously, the skin tone. It's a big difference, and you can tell by the way that they function, the way the teachers care for them, the way they stop, break down, explain things. I mean, you got some teachers who come get it over with, and you got some teachers who actually enjoy teaching. And when you have a teacher that enjoys teaching, it helps. It helps a student way more than a teacher that's just wanting to come home, go to work, come home, go to work, repeat the cycle. Because you got those that teach with knowledge, and you got those that teach with love. And those who teach with love, you can absolutely tell the difference.
As Brother Greg Lee joins us as well here on In the Community as we're discussing Black Empowerment Week. You can find out more on Facebook.com/Black Empowerment Week and follow all the great work that these folks are doing in the discussions that they're having. One important discussion that I think needs to be had in our community, and I kind of touched on it a little bit, is changing perspectives in narratives from the fact that history tells us, at least from my perspective, that we should look at things one specific way, because for me, for an example, I'm a quote unquote majority. The view is that every view should come through there. How do we work on turning that minority majority perspective into a community as a majority and sharing the stories of everybody, giving everybody inclusion, businesses? It's not that we put a black business below a white business. We actually talk about them as a business both. What can we do to work on those things from all perspectives? I think it's very important.
First and foremost, you need to get rid of those two words, the minority and majority. Get rid of them. You know, take them off of applications, loan applications. If the two words don't exist, it's no distinction. Because I've been in management. You know, I've had the task of hiring, firing folk, and or been on boards and committees that choose panels for certain things, or vote on to put certain officers in place. And if you're looking at an application, it's just your human nature to look at every characteristic. And if you are biased in any shape, form, or fashion, that minority and that majority may come into play with your decision that you make. But so if it's not there, I think a lot of things could be achieved if you just don't see it and talk about it. But that's an ideal. But the reality of it is, we have to treat each person as a human being, and stop looking at those as majority and minority. The term itself is very disrespectful. To look at another human being and to even label them a minority. It's a lot being said within that word. And if we are, which I am a believer, if we got any relationship with any God that we may serve, then we should hold everybody equal, right? So why does it exist? I say get rid of the word.
Do you guys want to touch on that, either of you guys?
I think Brother Greg done a great job with that. It's like the word, and you get rid of something, like I always have said, like if it wasn't systematic racism in this world, why would they be? What color are you on this application? What color are you to go apply for this job? What color are you to go apply in school? You know, why is it there? It's to figure out something. So, like Brother Greg said, you know, the minority and the majority, let's just start looking at each other like we human beings. That you're a Joe Dexter. He's Brother Greg Lee. Not that he's black, not that he's white, not that he's Hispanic. He's a human being. He's a man. She's a woman. I love her. She loves me back. And we can start doing that. But that's the great thing about NGA. We all come from different walks of life. We all gonna view things different. But what we're gonna be able to do is take everything together and become like a stew. The carrots, the potatoes, and mix it together and make a great stew with great ideas and say, this is what we got to do to bridge this gap. That, hey, we got to stop, and especially in Rockingham County, we know it. There's a lot of things that blacks can't go do. Is it right? No, it's not. But guess what? We're going to create that for everybody can come do something where we have a facility where everybody's loved and cared about.
Black Empowerment Week this week, the great folks doing the great work with Next Generation Alliance 336.com. Thank you guys for stopping by today. First of all, I want to say that. Now, to learn more about Black Empowerment Week, you can visit facebook.com/Black Empowerment Week. Tonight's stream will be a discussion on education, a films discussion as well at 7 p.m. You're going to want to stop by on the Black Empowerment Week Facebook page. It features the ladies of Pink Butterfly Group as well. The films discussed are Push Out and Tell Them We Are Rising. Also on Saturday, I saw what you guys are doing on Saturday. This is really cool, man. I love this. The Black Empowerment Week, Black Stories Matter, Black youth, Black nonprofits, Black businesses, Black stories. And the folks that you see featured on this banner here are folks in our community. Their stories matter, and they're going to be able to share them on Saturday as well. You can catch that. I believe, guys, is that from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m.?
4 days, full schedule.
That's awesome. And stories matter, right? They form what we think. They form what we feel. So being able to share the stories of the folks in our community matter, right?
Most definitely. It's most definitely.
Because there are some stories, and I'll say this, there are some stories that are not being told that need to be told.
Of course.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And there's some great folks you have on that panel. Katrina Harrison, the founder of The Last Dons. The works that The Last Dons do in our community, nobody knows. It doesn't get the enough respect. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Katrina, one year, it was August, I was at the newspaper, and she said, come cover this event. I'm giving away backpacks. I'm like, is this going to be exciting for me? I'm going to take a picture. Then you get there, and the place is packed, and the difference that is being made is huge, right? And that's the stories that we need to tell.
Right.
Yes.
Because too often we hear about the stories, the negative stories.
Yeah. Of our community, you know, what they doing, what they did, how they do, you know, but we are presenting what we really do, not what the media say we do, not what people have said we've done years ago. I mean, there's a bad and good in every race, but in our race, the bad gets put out. You know, it's just like with George Floyd, the narrative that was painted, or the picture that was painted, he's a bad guy, he's this, but he never deserved to lose his life. 8 minutes and 46 seconds on that ground. Don't nobody deserve to be on the ground 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Whoever you are. Nobody. Nobody deserves to be treated like an animal. I don't care who you are. We are human beings. And then it goes to talking. I know I'm on another subject, but I'm going to get back on track. But when we go to talk about the law enforcement, they are here to serve and protect, not to take our life, not to just do whatever they want to do. And that's anybody. We don't just do what we want to do. We think about Trayvon Martin. You just don't do whatever you want to do to people because you don't like them. No. But I apologize.
You got nothing to apologize about, because what you guys are doing is important, because there is a demand and need for economic inclusion, business opportunities, engagement, and the thing that you just talked about, Mike, justice. It has to be we talk about equality and fairness, but if you don't have equal justice, you cannot have equality all around, plain and simple.
Right. But we got a long way to go. We definitely got a long way to go. But shows like this is very much needed, because we need to talk across all platforms and all races. And until we are willing to come and sit down and have these difficult conversations, and until individuals that look like myself can get in a room and uplift and encourage my people to positive action, and you can get in the room with people that look like you, Mr. Dexter, and encourage your people to cause action for positive change. We'll never solve this issue that we dealing with. So it's going to take all of us, the human race, not just one, all of us.
Without a doubt. Guys, I want to thank you for joining In the Community. And one last time, can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on for the rest of the week for Black Empowerment Week, and where people can find you guys and your mission as you continue to do what you're doing in our great community?
Shawn, you want to go ahead? You started the BEW empowerment page. You want to tell the folks about that?
Y'all can find us on Facebook, Black Empowerment Week. You can like it. I started the Black Empowerment page because, like I said, when us four come together, it's 4 different settings, 4 different walks of life. So really, our ideas are so positive and powerful when they come together. We can share it amongst everybody in our community, because Brother Greg is going to reach certain people that I can't reach, and I'm going to go reach certain people that Mike can't reach. So we have the Black Empowerment page on Facebook. You can go follow Black Empowerment 365 on Instagram.
Right.
And yeah, we have 2 days left. Tomorrow we have the film session, and Sunday we'll be talking religion. We'll have Brother Bishop David Callens as a moderator, so y'all can check that out. You probably have a link, but I'll send you a link for it if you want to share it on your page. Everybody go like it. And really, it's just like we were saying, social media is so important. It helps get the point across. It helps get the message across. And with that right there, I want this to reach everybody. You know, when I talk to different people and they tell me that the message being reached in places I didn't even think it was going to be reached, that's where we're going there. I'm just everybody. So the same stuff that $1 million man can hear because he's a successful Black man, the man that's still making $26,000 a year, he still needs the same information. And that right there is equity. And the equity part of it, to get everybody involved and to just get everybody the same information, was really important. And thankful to the guys on here. They helped a whole lot. Miss Portia Perry, she helped a lot. Dr. Merrill Holloway, they helped a whole lot. But really, my vision was to everybody involved. That way, when you get everybody involved, you get all aspects of life.
It's nextgenerationalliance336.com for more information and to donate and to watch in the stream the event as well. Tonight, 7 p.m., make sure you're on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Black Empowerment Week. Guys, I'm glad to share the same community as you, and I'm glad that you guys are doing what you're doing. Keep telling your stories. Keep sharing what you're sharing.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it, Mr. Dexter.
This is In the Community. Have a great week, everybody.
Okay, alright. Add it up.